So there are certain categories of quotes I'll give you guys. There are the philosophical, there are the reflective, there are the kind of like, I call them toss-asides because they aren't supposed to lead into like a long discussion. I usually would give you guys a toss-aside right before the journals are due, like this one's supposed to be a toss-aside. In other words, it's so straightforward. It's more of just like, it's easy to say what it means, and then most of the journal is just reflecting on how it applies or what you've seen or examples. But there's a lot going on there. Just kind of off of what you just said, and I'm just thinking like, no, Scanlon, this is supposed to be a short one so they have time to work on the performance task. I don't want to do an hour on this. But you're right about about a lot of that there's a lot. It's very difficult for relationships to happen when everybody's watching. It's hard enough. I mean, relationships are hard enough as it is. I mean, like any kind of relationship, friends or romantic or just interpersonal or even family. Hopefully, they're all different. They're difficult to make happen when everybody's watching, especially because everyone's got feedback about what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. I wonder how many of you have ever had that like criticism from a significant other that's not really from them, it's from like a friend or their family member. You know, like my friend said this, my friend said that, and it's like, geez. You know, and also it's just kind of things being the way that they are. With phones everywhere, that I don't know how many of you have ever seen a video of like someone took a picture of someone like, oh, I saw so and so with so and so at this one place. You know, or like people are texting you like, yeah, I think I just saw your boyfriend or girlfriend with somebody else at this other place. And it's not that they actually were there or they were kind of in the proximity of it, but with everybody watching, and especially with phones, everything becomes very difficult. Because once that happens, it isn't just that people are held accountable. Because, I mean, first off, is it a good thing for people to be held accountable? Well, to a degree, I suppose. But have you never done anything stupid, anything silly, or anything ridiculous, or anything you wish you could take back? As it is now, you can't take much back because everybody sees it. It's videoed everywhere, which means that you don't have and I'm not saying in the sense of relationships, but in the sense of just life generally, we don't have the willingness to take risks. And we do stupid shit, man. I just saw this video of a dude, I don't know how many of you guys saw this, but it's in Wisconsin, I think it is. It's an older guy, he's like 52. He's out like river rafting or something, or inner tubing, and he drops his phone, I guess, in the river. So he goes back to try to find it. And when he goes back, he finds like a bunch of guys, like 18, 19, like high school. I think they're all like high school or college, and they're football players. And they start like messing with the dude, and he's just kind of trying to find his phone. So then they start, and they're recording this whole thing, and they're like going on like, one guy slaps him, and he's like, and they shove him down, and they're saying like, oh, he's over here trying to video record girls, little girls. So then people hear that, and like this mob of people come over, like, what the hell is going on? None of it's true. They're just talking bad shit. So as they surround the guy pulls a knife and stabs a couple of them, and one of them dies right there in the river. It's my messed up sense of humor, I guess, but it's funny to see how fast people go from, oh my God, what the fuck, this, oh no, that they're so like, yeah, let's get this guy. And all of a sudden when the knife comes out or gun comes out, they're shocked by this, and all of a sudden the camera gets bad and they're running away. And it's also funny to me, and I do actually mean that sardonically funny, that this dude is stabbed and he's like bleeding out of his stomach. He's like standing there, fumbling backwards, and then he falls down. And the river's not deep; it's like ankle deep. So he's in the water. And how many of his friends have now run over there to help him? Not one. They're letting him die there. And it isn't like the guy standing there, guarding the body with a knife. They're all just afraid of the fact that this just happened, and they're trying to get as far away from it as possible. And they're even like filming the body in the river. Now, when they actually charge the guy with first-degree murder, strangely enough, even though it's on video that he's being assaulted by a group of people. And the witnesses, it's been like 2 years, so the witnesses are there, and they're asking them, like, did you see him recording girls? No. He couldn't have. He didn't have his phone. He was looking for his phone, remember? And then the defense attorney is asking, then why did you say that? I don't recall saying that. It's on the video. You're saying it right there. You're accusing him of recording little girls. Oh, Why'd you say that? I was trying to figure out what was going on. And that was literally his answer. I was trying to figure out what was going on. So you're trying to figure out what's going on until you accuse him of that? Yes. It's like, where do you think they got that behavior of learning that that's what you do? You accuse people of things. Because there's video after video after video online of that. And so, it's like a few years ago we didn't know what to call people when we didn't like them, so we called them Nazis. And then that's kind of gotten old, so now we call them something else. And then that will get old, and we'll call them something else. And we'll think that we're being a hero by calling somebody, oh my God, he's recording, he's a pedo. But you'll still go listen to Diddy, right? You'll still like Michael Jackson, right? You'll still like R. Kelly, right? You'll still like, we can go down the line of people. But that's all different. Why? Because if you can sing and dance, we'll forgive anything. Yeah. But my point is just that with everything, it's difficult to become what it is that what you could be what you should be, because in order to do that, you've got to make mistakes. I'm not saying, surround people and accuse them of things and then get stabbed as a stepping stone to maturity. What I'm saying is that we feel like we're constantly under observation. And it was bad when I was a teenager, that we always felt like, people were always watching us, but now everybody really, really, really is, and recording it. And so, how do you change? How do you change for the better when you don't have a chance to make mistakes and find out? Because part of what's important for making a change is feeling a level of guilt, making a mistake, feeling bad about it, and not wanting to ever feel that way again. If you never get a chance to make those mistakes, if you never get a chance and again, there's a fine line there. I'm not saying you should go out and stab people and then feel bad about it and therefore decide I will never stab a person again. But I'm saying on little things or just little tiny screw-ups. It's difficult. But I'm gonna stop at that part, because otherwise I'll be here. We will be here for a while. Thanks to Jared's comment. Others. It was gonna be simple. I was just gonna say, yeah, we like people who have convictions and they stand by them. And so when you come along and you change a person and they just kind of fold over and they go, okay, I'll do whatever you want. We don't respect them anymore. So one of the things that's important is to stand for your convictions. Which part? Why is that? Tell me, we've got another 3 minutes before I want to end. Come on.
No. If you don't say anything, I'm about to say something.
Say something. Yeah. Someone say something.
So, if you like the person, you just talked about it. That's why I don't want to say anything. Like, you gotta change them. You don't like them after. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like,
people are not Build-A-Bears. I like you just the way you are, except for.
Just a little bit. Just do this.
Because there are certain things that you should change about a person. Like, for example, I was at a funeral not too long ago, and a dude shows up and he's wearing a SpongeBob hoodie. And this guy is with his girlfriend and he's wearing a SpongeBob hoodie. Whose fault is that? No, it's someone's fault. Should you show up to a funeral wearing a goddamn SpongeBob hoodie? Grow up, dude. Move out of your parents' basements. Sorry. The guy was probably in his late 20s, like 20, maybe 30. Sorry, that's important to this. I'm not saying like a 9-year-old shows up wearing a SpongeBob hoodie. But a dude in his late 20s, even mid-20s, even early 20s, you show up to a funeral wearing a SpongeBob hoodie. If you're a dude right now and you're like, what's the problem? That's part of the problem. That's another thing that I hear a lot today. Like, if a guy does something stupid and then a girl's like, I don't want to be his mom. Not every piece of advice that you give is being someone's mom. It's just like if you're a girl and and your dude defends you, God, I want to have to be her dad. It's not being the dad to defend somebody. It's not being the mom to say, I have these sensibilities that you don't have. Maybe you guys know something like that, like a dude who just like dresses whatever, and then like his girlfriend comes along and fixes up the way he dresses, and he's like totally different. Yeah, and that's not being his mom. That's like, why doesn't he do that? Why doesn't he know that? Because he doesn't know it looks good. What's that? Yeah.
Okay, but come on, SpongeBob hoodie at a funeral?
Right? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, it's like I saw somebody who wore at that same funeral a woman who wore a red dress, and I was like, damn, that's a color of defiance right there. That person's giving the middle finger to death. Some people are like, oh, why would you wear red to a funeral? And I said, because she's giving the finger to death. That's why. You know? And then it kind of looked at me and shook their head because you're supposed to wear all black at a funeral. You will not find me wearing all black at a funeral. You'll see me wearing a dope ass tie for sure though. Because there's one thing in life I have, it's dope ass ties. Yeah.
I'm so